morning, friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Hope you're doing well today. It is Tuesday. I am out to tick a few more things off the list. Actually feeling a little worse than yesterday only because I woke up at 6 with a migraine and the medication makes me feel very loopy. So my goal today is two things. First of all, I've already been out here early this morning harvesting, so I did that already. And early this morning, I turned on the water to make sure that the new system works, and it works perfectly. The back beds are getting just what they need. These beds are getting what they need, so we're all good. Today is I'm going to open a 10-foot bed for dahlia seedlings. Now, these are seeds that I started from Floret. And if you take a look at them, they're just gorgeous. I mean, so healthy. These are in soil blocks. This is the Shooting Stars and Petite Florets varieties. These need to go in the ground now. So, even though I've got more tubers that I haven't even unboxed yet, and tubers that are pre-sprouted that I was going to take cuttings from, I probably still will because most of those have sprouted, but I have to have room to put all these guys in the ground. Now, I could easily just pop them in places where the ranunculus are and are starting to fade, but that's not in the plan. And because in my zone, I can leave these in over winter because we're in 9B, I would like to create a permanent bed for them. And I mean, this doesn't mean forever because at some point you have to dig them up because the tubers become so many and immense that they stop flowering very nicely for you. So, but for at least 2 years, they can stay here in the ground. So I'm going to set up specific beds for them. I have hardware cloth out here because I'm actually going to build a cage, an underground cage for them, because otherwise they will get decimated by gophers and other things. Dahlia tubers are edible, and so they find them very tasty. It's kind of like a hard potato for them. So my plan for this first bed, it's going to be 8 feet long. And the reason for that is my hardware cloth is 10 feet long, and I want to build a 1 foot high edge on either side. So I'm going to put this 10-foot row, 8-foot row, right in here. All I have to do is pick up the tubing here and move it up towards the fence. Right along here, I'm going to till it out as deeply as I can. Then I'm going to lay down the hardware cloth, create the cage, and then cover it with compost because I still have a wheelbarrow full of compost. Now, this is going to be a narrow bed, so it should work just fine. The hardware cloth is 4 feet wide. I'm going to have it come up about 8 inches on either side. So I'll have 2 rows of dahlias in there. They all need to be about 12 inches apart. So I don't know how many I'll fit. I haven't done the math. We'll see, but I want to give them plenty of space because the more space you give them, the longer they'll stay there and be productive. So I'm going to go grab the tiller and get started on, getting this bed dug out, and then we'll get the rest of it made and these cute little healthy seedlings planted. The other thing I want to do is weed the other side. So this bed I did yesterday only on this side. It takes a while and I'm doing it by hand. So I want to come do this side today before I leave. And that's probably going to be it for my energy. I'm going to come back tomorrow and, caught another gopher. I'm going to come back tomorrow and string trim all of this and then continue to weed. And I'm thinking, so like this bed right here, what a mess, actually hardly has anything in it. It's got a couple of ranunculus up there, but it might be okay for me to flip this bed. It just depends on if I have enough stuff to put in it. I might even just start sunflowers. I'll have to see what my crop plan is. But if that's the case, what I'll do is I'll pull up the irrigation. I'll do a quick till across it, mostly just to get the grass on the edges. because this part is fine. I don't need to do anything with this. I had planted things here and they all got eaten. And so all I did was cover it up, and I don't have to really do anything there other than weed. But I can get that bed ready to accept some transplants. So I have to do some serious weeding in here. I need to reset these gopher traps first before I do anything. But I want to start working on getting these beds ready to be flipped for summer, because I do have zinnias that are getting real close for transplant. Another maybe week and a half, which is good because it's going to take me that long to get this get this done. So normally I let my ranunculus sit in the ground after they finish flowering. I let them stay there until all the foliage is brown, and then I pull up the corms and I reuse them. I'll do that. I'll be able to do that for this long bed of pink and tecolote, because I don't need that bed for anything, but the rest of these is just going to have to get pulled up, which is fine. I'm going to buy new ranunculus corms in the fall, but I'll still have enough even if I don't. So, okay, I'm going to get started and reset these gopher traps real quick, and then we'll do the fun stuff. Okay, camera shut off because it gets hot when it sits in the sun for even like 5 minutes, which really sucks. But this is what I've done. Okay, so I dug into the hillside here. And it's not super deep, and it doesn't have to be because it's going to get piled up with dirt on top. But I've made a bed here now for the hardware cloth. So I'm going to set the camera up, try to find a way to cover it like with an umbrella. It's such a diva camera. And see if I can get this hardware cloth. I'm gonna have to rest a little bit, but to line the bottom. Then I'll scoop all this soil back in, put the seedlings in, and then cover those. Well, actually, I take that back. Put the hardware cloth in, scoop the rest of the soil in to kind of hold it down, put the compost on top so then it'll be a nice tall raised bed, and then I'll plant the seedlings. Okay, so dahlia seedlings in. Hopefully, I was able to capture most of that on this camera. I won't know till I get it home. Yeah, as usual, I'm thinking I should get a new camera that doesn't seize up and stop working anytime it's out in the sun for 10 minutes. So, those two trays of seedlings, for the most part, all of them are in. I have a few left over that I'm going to bring home and pop in my cottage garden. I would show you what it looks like right now, but the bees just had a hive inspection today and they are irritable. So one of them came out to find me and chased me all the way down to the other end of the property, which is pretty far for bee to go. So I think I'm done for the day. I'm going to go home. I still have to make bouquets. So until tomorrow, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful time in your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.